right. Thanks for tuning in to Girl, You Are So Worthy for our Rediscover Your Worth Bible study. Welcome to day 6. I'm Kayla Barlow, and I have Whitney Buchanan, my sister-in-law, joining us today. Yay! Have you ever felt like what you've lost defines you? Maybe it's a missed opportunity, a relationship that ended, or even time you wish you could get back. Today, we'll see how God's love for you never changes, no matter what you've lost. Have you ever felt like your worth was diminished because of something you lost?
Absolutely. I've had several relationships that I've lost. My mom, chose to not be with me. Then my dad died whenever I was a couple weeks before turning 23. I've lost a marriage and then a reconnection of that marriage, but there's been a lot of loss. Yeah.
Tell me about like maybe your marriage relationship, even where the Lord restored your first and third marriage, right? Yay.
Yay. It only counts as one, right? If it's
Right.
the same
yes,
person.
Same guy.
So I felt like I had to walk away. We were very young, and Jordan had an episode of infidelity that I just felt like I couldn't maintain my worth if I stayed in that.
Yeah.
That was very hard. I remember meeting with Pastor Mark at the time to talk about it and to just kind of think through and pray through making that right decision. And so I went ahead and went through with the divorce again to maintain my worth. I didn't feel like that was something that God would have for me to stay in.
Yeah.
It brought through a lot of regret. There's still regret that comes up from that I have to push back down because in between the time that when we divorced and to when we got back together, the Lord worked in both of our lives. He blessed us. I have my Dawson because of that, and I wouldn't have him otherwise. So it's a tough thing, but the Lord has restored it. Whenever Jordan and I came back together, we picked up like we had never been apart. We always, it's almost like we forget that we were even not together from high school on.
Yeah.
And now he uses us and we have a great marriage. There's been trials and tribulations through this one. He's struggled with addiction and it's been rough, but the Lord has restored it and it's better than I could even have ever asked or imagined for us.
The next question here is kind of about the opportunities. And I think so much of the time we put our worth in opportunities, not just in relationships, but the opportunities that come before. Maybe it's a job opportunity that you didn't get to take, or maybe a job opportunity you got dismissed from that early on. That does not define your worth. And so even in the relationships with people here, whether it be a best friend, a marriage, any sort of relationship, that does not define your worth. And I think like you stepping out, finding your worth, and then the Lord brought back restoration with your marriage, with that relationship. So anytime you are feeling like something is hurting your worth, maybe it's time to take a step back, pull yourself out of that, find the Lord, connect with him, and then go forward with him in mind first. And I know like with your specific relationship, you did take that opportunity to find the Lord. He found the Lord. He got sober and clean, and he was able, like the Lord just was aligning things. It wasn't maybe at that perfect time that you guys wanted it to be, but the Lord knew big picture, I will bring them together and I'll bring them together stronger.
Yes.
So the Lord wants to do that. Same thing for you. How has loss affected your ability to see your value in God's eyes?
So with every loss, it's taken me down. My mom was a big one because every girl wants their mom growing up. And then with Jordan, that was huge because I'm like, great, thought this was the one. And then with Dad passing away, that one really took it because then I felt like I didn't have two earthly parents. So what good am I? But when I was reflecting for this discussion, I was looking back at through all of the things in my life, the bad choices, bad decisions, going through a divorce. Like my earthly daddy was always there, unconditional. He never judged. He always was like full open arms whenever I needed him. And so when I've been reflecting through this this week, God revealed to me, like, my dad was like the picture of an earthly representation of how the Father loves us.
Yeah.
Like that unconditional love, because I've always struggled with that. But when I've looked back through it, I'm like, that was my dad. And I know that that's why God gave me that daddy, because I know not everyone is that lucky.
Yeah.
And so I know that's why God gave me him, so that I could look through that and see
that's how
my
a
worth.
father.
Yeah.
That's how a father truly sees you.
Yes.
Always with open arms, always willing to accept you back, even when you climbed out of your windows in the middle of the night. Your dad's still. But that's truly how, when you go to the ends of the earth to mess up, or you just mess up and you don't even mean to, the Lord is saying, come back to me, and he is searching for you, and he is ready to find you. Let's look at the scripture. Let's read Luke 15:8-10. Or what woman, having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and seek diligently until she finds it? And when she has found it, she calls together her friends and neighbors, saying, rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin. Why did the woman go to such lengths to find the lost coin?
So when I was studying this, I was seeing that this coin was likely the equivalent of a day's wage. And it could have very well been like her dowry, her marriage inheritance. So it was a big deal. You know, think about if you had 10 days' wages and you lost one, you would be searching for that.
I think too, it also goes back to that, like, she treasured that from like day one. We talked about, like, we are his special treasure, and that lost coin was her special treasure. And I loved how she was searching, like, she lit up an entire room. Like, when we lose something so close to us, like, we're gonna go to the ends of the earth to find whatever we're looking for. She lit up her entire house. She swept her floor. She literally went everywhere searching for this one lost coin. She had 10, but she lost one. And I think this speaks directly back to how God sees us truly. Like, when one person is lost, it kind of also represents that lost sheep. Like, he will go, he will leave the 99, go find that one lost sheep to find his 100. That's exactly what this story is representing as well. She lost one of her coins. She is going to search until she finds it. Are you that lost coin that the Lord is seeking out even now? So how does this parable reflect God's pursuit of us, even when we feel lost?
I mean, he loves us so much that he will come and find you. He will chase you down and find you. And a lot of times it's, you know, you're not looking for him. You're living the wrong way. You're down and dirty, and someone's trying to light it up for you to find you. And it's Jesus. He's looking for you. He's running after you. He just wants to wrap his arms around you.
We are dirty, just like her floors were probably dirty. She was shaking out the rugs to find her coin. Like, the Lord is going to pull you up out of your valley so that he can find you. What does this story reveal about your worth, regardless of what you've lost?
So it reveals that no matter where you're at in your life, no matter what you've done wrong, no matter what you've lost, what bad choices you've made, like, the Father loves you and he wants you with him. He loves you right where you're at. You know, a lot of times people think like, I've got to get sober, or I've got to, you know, get in a right relationship, or I have to get the right job before I can come to the Lord. And that's not the case. Like, the Lord wants you now, right where you're at, and then he will work on refining you.
Yeah. And honestly, like, when you think of like, oh, this would be the best job for me, well, follow the Lord, and that job might be the best job for you, but he's going to align it into being so much better for you. I just think, like, when you are in step with the Lord, and you are chasing after the things that he has for you, that he has laid a path for you to follow, like, you are going to be blessed even more so. Let him show you that. So if you get anything out of today, what's been lost hasn't lessened your worth, whether that be a relationship, whether that be a job opportunity that has not lessened your worth, it is definitely worth the search when you search for the Lord. Reflect, write down one area of loss that you've been carrying and give it to God in prayer. I challenge you to share this truth with someone else who may be struggling with regret or loss. I hope you enjoyed day 6. Yay! So never forget, girl, you are so worthy. Join us for day 7.